Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. And the last part, we headed off to do the final bit of the Four Lords. We took on Siryu. We calmed his aura, and then we joined everybody else in the Rising Temple to quell the raging spirit of Koryu. Stormblood became the fifth lord, and lots of stuff happened. We are now ready to continue with the story and make our way towards Shadowbringers. So, let's make some progress, shall we? Alpha Node! What do you got going here? Sessa, impeccable timing. We have just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that the Domans are coordinating their efforts with the Blue Kojin to maintain a constant watch over the Red. By staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding in the light, they mean to nip at any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Guardians' part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Doman conscripts is soon to arrive in Yangxia, which would seem that the prisoner exchange is to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on hand at this critical juncture. According to the letter, Yahtzee's memory has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma. Assuming that the ambassador means to honor the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess her condition one last time. If the Domans have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, it would be better if Asahi weren't the one to spot it. Agreed. Let us make it straightways for the Enclave then. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Taro. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. Alright, off to the Enclave. Let's do it. That's not the Enclave, that's the Enclave. Oh man. There's one of the dragons from Shadowbringers. I'm not sure which extreme that's from, though. Alright. I see my letters reach you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length on the subject for the forthcoming exchange, there was another matter I neglected to mention. It concerns Gosetsu. As you may have observed, he returned from his ordeal rather the worse for wear, despite his best efforts to conceal his condition, or perhaps because of them, he recently collapsed. Uh-oh! Good God, is he alright? Confined to bed and grumbling without cease, but he has shown signs of recovery. He made me promise not to tell you lest you worry unduly, which was all very well when you weren't here. Now that you are, however, I think it's high time you receive some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? Yahtzee has scarce left his side, and I imagine you're curious to see what has become of her as well. We will visit him at once. Sessa, Alize, shall we? Alright, let's see what's going on with these two. She's like a completely different person.
よさんかつゆよ。そんなことをせんでも自分で食えるでござる。
Right.
やれやれ。こうかゆばかりでは味気なくて仕方ない。
おかゆ嫌い？なら何食べたいの？
そうだな。そろそろ生井村の柿が色づく頃、あの甘柿を口いっぱい頬張りたいものでござる。
柿。
さあ、飯はしまいとするでござる。
調を崩したって聞いて寂しくしてるんじゃないかとお見舞いに来たのだけれど、お邪魔だったみたいね、おじいちゃん。
何を申すか。それに少しばかり疲れが出ただけのこと。気合ですぐにでも元通りにしてみせるわ。
おじいちゃん、服脱いで。
Well.
ちょっと豪雪。あなた夜露に何させてるのよ。
誤解でござる。
oh boy.
早く脱いで。汗拭かないとおじいちゃん臭い。
Well then.
ねえおじいちゃん、この傷どうしたの？
Is that when she shot him?
戦ばかりの人生ゆえな。傷跡など珍しくもない。どうした、つゆよ。
なんでもない。
自分でできるわ。年寄り扱いしよって。
They make a convincing pair, did they not? On first acquaintance, I would think him a doting grandson and her model grandchild. Indeed, had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a scene, I would have declared them mad. That aside, I'm relieved to see Kosetsu has lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events. I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him, you couldn't make it up. Although I suppose Kosetsu is an old man. But the way he charges through life, it can be easy to forget. He resisted decrepitude with the same defiance he showed the enemies of Doma. But no matter how adamant his will, no man can carry on forever. He has pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains, he'll never again be the warrior he once was. He has given his all for his liege and land, and we will ask no more. And what of his nurse? If Yotsu is feigning that, well, she certainly has me fooled. There is no pretense. Yugiri, out of all of us, I would think you're the hardest to convince. So, what makes you so sure? I've been spying on Yotsu from the shadows, waiting for the misstep that would betray her charade for what it was. But her mask has never slipped, not once. She has remained in character from the first. One evening I watched her as she sat in her chambers, unguarded and alone. She had taken the dishes from the cupboard and was pretending to prepare dinner right there on the tatami. A child's game. Even the wariest shinobi would not go to such lengths. I can't but conclude that her mind is truly broken. Well, that's good for me. And everyone else, I would hazard. Alright, the matter is settled. Yotsu will become Suyu and begin a new life here in Doma. Before that can happen, however, we'll need to present her to the ambassador one last time to prove that her memory is truly gone. But I would not risk parading her in front of our returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would stir up mutinous thoughts. Understandably, she is as good as fastening the chains around their necks. Aye, which is why I mean to conclude this business with Suyu first, out of the sight of my countrymen. Will you help me? We are at your service. There is no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks. The Guardians are on their way and we must prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Suyu. Alright. We are off we go. You know, I think it's better if I just take the boat. Boat travel. There's one thing I missed. I played Final Fantasy XI for 4 years, a long time ago. Back when I was in like in middle school. And beginning of high school, I think, too. One thing I missed from Final Fantasy XI that this game doesn't have, which is boat travel. Granted, this game now has something where you can go on a boat and fish in an instance, but it doesn't feel quite the same as the boat travel from Final Fantasy XI. And I love doing that. I would just go on that boat, fish all day long, fight pirates, fight HM monsters that would appear. My friends, have you seen Tsuyu? She's nowhere to be found. Oh, that's not good. Where the hell did she go? What? But the Guardians will be landing in a matter of moments. She's fled. Could it mean her memories have returned? I know not. Yagiri is scouring the streets as we speak, but it is possible Tsuyu has left the Enclave altogether. Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry a fair-skinned woman across the river? Fair-skinned woman, my lord? I do not rightly know. I think... yes, my lord. Now that you mention it, there was a lady among the passengers whom I do not recall having seen before. Her face was hidden by the brim of her hat, but I remember her taking her hand to help her onto the boat. Why, as new fallen snow it was. She is someone important, my lord. Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No. No, I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. Oh, great. Where the hell is she going? It would seem that Tsuyu has crossed the river. Kami, help me. No good can come of this. Great. Wonderful. Good, more armor. More armor I can sell. You know what? Let's just throw it out. Where's the box? Here it is. Boop. What kind of armor is this anyway? What is this? I've never even seen this armor before. I do not remember this armor at all. Like, not at all. It seems Tsuyu has gone unrecognized thus far, but Kami, help us if someone catches a clear view of her face. We must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance, for all this, lies with me. But I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We're at your service, Lord Hien, now as before. Let us make the crossing and begin our search. You going ahead. So much to let Yagiri know what we learned. I'll join you on the other side. We have no way of knowing where Tsuyu is headed, so we had best divide our forces. I'll take Kusakari and its surrounds. Alpha, would you take the road to the castle in Fulminus? Sessa, forgive me, but could I ask you to interrogate the residents of the Yuzuka Manor? One of the Namaza may well have seen our quarry. If everyone is in agreement with us, board the skiff and hope the Kami smile upon our efforts. That's great. Looking for a lost damsel. I mean, there's only one road. Welcome to Yuzuka Manor. Yes, if there's anything you would care to know, you need only... A pale-skinned woman? I've seen no such traveler, I'm sorry to say. I'm most sorry. Scaly-skinned Namazu, on the other hand, we have an abundance. Clearly. There's somebody around me right now. Unusually pale skin? Yes, I saw this one on the way back from my fishing trip. She had crossed the shallows east of here and was headed in the northeasterly direction. For the most part. Her steps do not seem certain. If you were her, you might still catch her. Oh boy, this is gonna end up in a disaster. You see no sign of Yatsu to the north. Perhaps she is somewhere farther off to the northeast. And how the hell did she cross the river? Did she, like, swim? Well, I guess you can walk across. Well, no. Yeah, you had to swim. Somehow the rain fits the atmosphere that's going on. God damn, how far can this lady go? Uh-oh. She's going into Namai? Oh boy. This is again a disaster. Oh no. Alright, the cursory glance is all you require to confirm your suspicions. It is the same hat Yotzi was wearing when you found her in Sakazuki. What's happened here? Sessa, before you ask, our search of Kusakari and its surroundings are yielded exactly naught, save this chance reunion with you, I suppose. Mr. Saze has gone to assist her brother at the castrum. It was she who informed me of the situation. I joined Lord Heian here shortly after. How did you fare at Yuzuka Manor? Any sign of our missing guest? Towards Namai? But the Kami, the villagers recognize her and it will not end well. You must hurry. Yagiri and I will check the patties. The village square is yours. Nope, we're still in the cutscene. Uh-oh. Oh, this is not...
柿を一つ。待って。
Oh
なん
boy.
で逃げるの？
Oh boy. This is not gonna end well.
化けて出たのか。
私らに復讐しに来たに違いないよ。
Oh boy. Alright, so how are you gonna explain this?
XIV 生きていたのか。
私何をしたの？
何をだって。
騒がせてすまん。どうか皆心を静めてくれ。 飛燕様、あいつは一体何なんですか。ドマ城の戦いで死んだはずなんじゃ。ああ、わしとてつい先日までそう思っておった。ドマ城での決戦の折、わしがこの手で世継ぎを切ったこと、皆も聞いていよう。だが天守の崩落に巻き込まれながらも豪雪と共に九死に一生を得、生きながらえておったのだ。記憶を失いながらもな。あれだけのことをしていながら忘れたって言うんですか、全部。
そんなの嘘に決まってます。飛燕様は騙されてらっしゃるんだわ。
嘘だろうが本当だろうが、やった悪事まで消えることはねえんだ。その恐ろしい女を切っちまってください、飛燕様。
やっぱり私大変なことをしたのね。ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
ごめんって、それで。
もう泣かないでお姉ちゃん。このお姉ちゃんもう怖い人じゃないよ。怯えててかわいそう。
記憶が戻らぬ限り、世継ぎ、いやつゆは傷を負ったドマの民の一人として扱う。無論監視をつけ、今後無断で村にも立ち入らせん。わしに免じて今しばらくこの者の命を預からせてくれ。
一斉に
分かったよ、アザミ。お前が納得するなら俺はそれでいい。もうお前が怖い思いをしないのなら俺はそれだけでいいんだ。
Well, that got resolved very, very nicely. But shit, dude. I can sympathize with the villagers. That would have been better avoided. But at least it did not end in bloodshed, and judging by Suyu's reaction, she remains oblivious to the events of her former life. This was no escape attempt. Nay, it seems it was an offhand request of Gosetsu's which brought her to Namai. She came in search of a persimmon. Ha! They say the fruit is good for the health. I do hope Gosetsu finds the taste to his liking. Well, we've certainly taken the long way around, but let's continue to cast Fulminus and our meeting with the ambassador. Alphino and Alize should still be there conducting their search. Oh boy, that was a little dicey, just a little dicey. Trust me, I would sympathize with them too. I would not want to see my tormentor back from the dead. All right. It seems our Imperial guests have already arrived. It is time to meet with the ambassador. Oh, shit. Alright, and the rain's cleared up. Are those supposed to be coffins?
またお会いできて嬉しく思います。ヒエン様、それに四つ湯姉さん。
出迎えが遅くなってすまない。大使殿も壮健なようで何よりだ。徴用兵たちは飛空艇に。
もちろんです。土間川の準備も順調なようですね。今日彼女を連れてきたのもその一環とお見受けしますが。
なあ、捕虜交換に先立ち様子を見てもらおうと思ってな。すこぶる健康だが記憶の方は相変わらずよ。
そのようですね。が、今日は姉に会わせたい人がいるのです。
Oh, good. But special guests, huh? Are they gonna come with weapons in hand? Oh. Who are these two?
よつよ。
Oh, these are their parents?
元気そうじゃないか。
They got old.
安心したよ。
Oh, it's the witch. We haven't seen the father though.
まさかあの者らは。
どうしたんです姉さん。私たち兄弟の大切な両親ですよ。よくよくしつけてもらったこと、
ね、
忘れてしまったんですか？
I don't think sweet is the right word I would use. Yeah, I wouldn't want to recall her memories. Shit. Look at the brother. The brother didn't care.
鍵、おじいちゃんに渡さなきゃ。
最後のあがきだったんですが、過去を思い出してはくれなかったみたいですね。
Honestly, that probably didn't help at all. I would have, yeah.
そんなに怖い顔をしないでください。いいですよ。そちらの女性はドマ人であると認めましょう。どうか姉のことよろしくお願いしますね。
Good lord.
でも姉さん、私は戻ってきてくれると信じていますよ。
では捕虜交換は予定通りに。
ええ、川向こうの施設がまだ使えるようですから、そこにドマ出身の徴用兵たちを下ろします。捕虜たちもそこに。
はい、分かった。送り届けよ
Oh boy. Great. Wonderful. I guess that worked out? I knew better than trust Asahi, but that was a dirty trick. Still, unpleasant as it was, we have at least put the matter of Sui's future to rest. I have sent her back to the Enclave with Yugiri to give Gosetsu his precious persimmon. Come, let us follow them. You have that look, Alpha Node. What is it? Oh, nothing of consequence, most like. We can discuss it upon our return. Nothing of consequence? You had that look on your face. Alright, what's going on, buddy? She would prepare a visit to Gosetsu and reassure him about Sui's fate. You'll want to know the Empire has finally relinquished its claim on her. Oh boy.
Gosetsu, 入るぞ。
若、ささ、どうぞ中へ。泣き晴らした様子でつゆが帰ってきましてな。拙者に柿を一つ剥いてくれたのでござるが、その間何一つ話そうとはしませなんだ。今は疲れたので寝ると別室に。一体何があったのでござるか。
世継の記憶を蘇らせようと大使殿が策を弄したのだ。連れてきた両親と引き合わせてな。頭を抱えて苦しんでおった。結局それでも過去を思い出しはしなかったようだが。
世継って養父母から冷たい仕打ちを受けていたんでしょ。心の傷をえぐるようなことをして朝日の本性を見たりといったところね。
それで特進が言ったでござる。
ともあれ、世継を土間の民として扱うことには同意した。あとは予定通りに捕虜を交換し徴用兵らを取り戻すことができれば一安心よ。
ところでその捕虜交換ですが、一つ気になることがあります。先ほどカストルム・フルーミニスで朝日と対面した折に怪しげなコンテナを見かけました。ほどなく帝国軍に回収されたようですが。
確かにいくつかのコンテナがあったわね。爆弾やら魔導兵器やらが隠してあるとでも言いたいの？
わしの命を狙っておるならこれまでいくらでも機会はあったはず。そのような単純な策とも思えんが警戒はしておこ
う。失礼いたします。つゆが姿を消しました。
Great. She's wandered off again.
なんと。
申し訳ございません。床に入るのを確認したので油断しておりました。
詫びはいい。牢に入れず座敷を与えたのはわしだ。館の外に出ている可能性もある。手分けをして探すしかあるまい。
Oh, fuck me.
すまぬが手を借りても。
Alright, great. She's wandered off again. Where the hell did she go this time? Oh, well, this is a grisly sight. What the hell happened here? Oh, headaches are back. All right, headaches. Show me what happened. By the power of headaches. She just came this way. Oh. So she did remember.
Deも引き金引いた男に優しくされちゃもう生きてやいられない。
誰だ。
Okay, so why are these two here? Of all places.
夜露じゃないか。驚かすんじゃないよ。
ここは町人地か。いきなり軍に連行されて土間で生きろと放り出されたんだが、まさかお前に会うとは。
まったく、あんたは本当に疫病神だよ。今知ったらありゃしない。せっかくのお役目を果たせなかったばかりか、あんたがおめおめと生き恥をさらしてくれたおかげで、私らは帝都での優雅な暮らしを奪われて、こんな泥だらけの廃墟に連れてこられて、一体どうしろって言うんだい。
I think you do deserve this. Holy shit.
よさないか。その子はもう何も覚えてはいないのだから。それにこうなった以上、今後の暮らしを考えてゆかねば。それにしても器量の良さだけは相変わらずだな。今でも妓楼に売れば幾ばくかの金にはなるだろう。それを元手にクガネにでも渡って商売を始めれば。
Holy shit, man. These parents.
養い親はこのありさま。陳腐な茶番から目覚めてみれば、愛も変わらずこの世は地獄か。そうそう、こうだったよね。 いいよ。こんな私に世がまだ悪と酒というなら、幕引きまで期待に応えてやろうじゃないか。落ちて落ちて、何もかもが妬ましく、身は黒く腐り果てている。はびこる正義はこぞって偽善。悪性だけが私の理屈さ。私をそういうものに貶めて、私がそういう女だと教えてくれたのはトト様とカカ様でしょ。はあ、とことん惨めになり下がって、やっとお鉢が回ってきた。あたしの家族、あたしのドマ、あたしの仇敵。
よつ
何を。
Well, I say good riddance, personally.
「おかえりなさい姉さん。戻ってきてくれると信じていましたよ。」
やっぱりかい。どうせお前さんの差し金だろうとは思っていたよ。血のつながった親を使うなんて相変わらずのゲスっぷりだね。
育ての親を刺しておいてよく言いますね。でも人差しで引導を渡すなんて非力な姉さんにしては上出来だと思いますよ。ただそれじゃあ倒せるのは哀れな年寄りだけだ。どうです？もっと力が欲しいと思いませんか
？Oh boy.
死にたくない。
Good. Die, prick. I have no remorse for you.
どうした？見つかったか？彼らは苗売り家の。記憶を取り戻した世露が両親を殺害、朝日と共に去ったと。自らの親を犠牲にしてまで世露を手にするか。何を企む朝日。何にせよここでわしらが憶測するようなものではないか。一度館に戻ろう。皆を集めて状況を整理しなければな。
All right. Well, yeah, they deserve that. They deserve that. We have recovered the Naris's remains and will hold the cremation anon. What they had never again set foot in Doma. I broke the news to Gosetsu myself. He was quiet. I think it best that he allowed some time alone with his thoughts. So, my friends, that which we feared has come to pass. Yotsu has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. It is, by any measure, a cruel twist, not least for Gosetsu, but one which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we were bound to surrender Yotsu in the Guardian's hands should her condition improve prior to the hour of exchange. By that reckoning, that is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. But what I cannot accept are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct and his apparent admiration for Zenos, it is plain he cannot be trusted. That is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern. As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution. If the main structure of Castle Fulminus is to be the stage for the exchange, then I believe a thorough inspection is in order. The Citadel has stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal. While we took steps to ensure that it could not be defended by an occupying force, it is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things there to his advantage. I'll slip inside and make certain that we have an unobstructed exit. Pray allow me to join you. I have some experience with Imperial facilities, and should matters take a turn for the worse, I should hope to be at least some use. Very good. That should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the castrum. Beyond that, however, we'll need a ship to ferry the conscripts back to the Enclave. Even with every skiff we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. A Confederate Sekibun, on the other hand, would require only a single run, and leave us far less vulnerable in the water. Assuming, of course, Rasha can be convinced to part with one. Might I take lead on this? I have had dealings with Rasha and his pirates before, and I won't be alone, will I, Cecila? Yes, you can count on me. Much appreciated. I quite fancied parleying with pirates again. It's just a shame Lise won't be there to reprise her role. I am certain you would make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. My lord, the ruler Doma should not be seen consulting with common brigands. Come now, Yagiri, they stood with us against the Empire. If we would ask their aid once more, we must treat with them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumption. By your leave, Master Alpha and I shall be about our task. And we should be on our way to Onokoro. Time is short, and Rasha may take some convincing. Alright, away we go. My buddy Rasho. Remember me? Now there is a face I did not expect to see. What brings the noble Lord of Doma into the company of bilge-rats such as we? If you couldn't offer Doman chains in place of guardian ones, then I'm afraid you've wasted a trip. And what fine subjects you would make! With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would be hastened tenfold. But let us speak seriously. I stand before you not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Mayhap you are confused. Doma's liberation was but a means to an end. We aided you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We have sworn to no oath to you and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. And I will not presume to treat you thus. I come to petition your cooperation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say? Seems a bit lopsided to me. Where's the profit for us in all of this? Profit? But you always think in such short-sighted terms. Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? Have you ever heard of pirates, Middlemiss? You'll find we're simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace. Deny us our due, we take it by force. We'll pull you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we're not in the business of doing something for nothing. Calm yourself, Mr. Zalize. We did not come here to moralize. We came here to talk, and there's more to be said. According to records recovered after the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among those conscripted into the Imperial Army. And as you may be aware, we recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, will arrive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant them shelter. I would ask that you offer them a place in the Confederacy. Would you not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks? And has not the Confederacy been in the need of new recruits? Well, I'd put it like that. You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Hien. The losses we suffered at the Guardian's hands are no secret, but since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has become alive with traders and travelers. So many vessels attacked, so few pirates attacks them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with the inner workings of the Empire. Very well. The Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have your ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during our battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she has yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough to down below, but when you load her up with conscripts and the waterline rises, those upper planks had best be free of cracks. Assuming you want your people to stay dry, you'll do me the favor of swimming around the hull to check for weaknesses. That is, if Doman Lords are not averse to getting their robes wet. Not this Doman Lord. If we inspect a third of the ship, we shall be done in a trice. That's the spirit. The ship is moored at Quick Escape Pier. Our apprentice shipwright will be on deck to hear your report. Look for a lad named Ihanasi. And I thought I had a knack for parlaying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success, and yes, I should have quit while I was ahead. Well, well. I thought the rumor was exaggerated, but the young lord lives up to his reputation. Alright. Let's go check out a ship. Gonna go take a dive in the water. Or a swim, I should say, not a dive. Man! Upon close inspection, you spot a small crack in one of the planks. You see no sign of damage here. Sir, there's a crack in your hull. I can't swim through there? Bullshit. I'm the shipwright. Apprentice shipwright. Did you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seems solid enough. On the port side near the bow. Bow, you say? Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies, I seem to have lagged behind. I could have floated in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I'm happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord Hien! The captain sent you to inspect the hull? Come, have mercy. Forgive us this discourtesy, my lord. It's quite alright. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you're of Doma. Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to return. The The Confederacy became my family. But someone told they're releasing the conscripts now. Maybe my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. How fares our lady? Is she seaworthy? Captain, we found a small crack in the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. I see I met the boy. Did he tell you a story? He babbles when he's nervous. Should his father be among conscripts as he hopes, I mean to give him the chance to lead this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see that they are provided. I have heard that those who join the Confederacy forswear their old ties with the king and homeland. Is that also easily put aside? If I allow it. I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there is a life for him in Doma, he should have had the chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more. Be it in Yangxia or on the Ruby Sea, we have a duty to ensure that Iansha and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. The matter is settled. I'll make preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, it seems we have our ship. Let us return to the Enclave. That was a rousing success. Oh, man. Lord Heenan's expecting you. May I show you in? Sure. It seems Ygir and Alpino completed their task before us. They have been waiting. Sky destruction determined the swiftest path to safety in the event of hostilities. We will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to us to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange and pray that these precautions were unnecessary.